man, but LGIM got there. They actually set up the swap. They had a nice opportunity here, but the thing is, they couldn't do anything about it because there was the earth grab route, there was the beam went down. Yep. I mean, it was flawless.
I mean, exactly, it was flawless. I mean, they knew exactly what happened. Soda got so low, even through Barkskin, he didn't have it up. If Talbadar didn't stop that, who knows what could have happened? He may have just fallen over. But Talbadar doing a great job breaking that up, and then obviously they just carried the momentum off of that and got the kill. And then obviously they just carried the momentum off of that and got the kill. And then obviously they just carried the momentum off of that and got the kill.
They are down 1 game, we're in the semifinals. Remember, the team that wins this is going to secure themselves at least an additional $25,000. You win again, you get another $60,000 here.
Insane, playing for that kind of
Blizzard's
amount of
making
money.
it rain, man. They're making it rain on these guys. So Skill Cap versus LGIM, the first place players from both of their respective regions, and look how happy Chanimal is.
I mean, you can't imagine what these guys must be feeling. That was a pretty solid win for them right there. I mean, they played comfortably, they played well. You got to imagine they're feeling good. I mean, I wonder what's going through the MLS head right now.
I don't know, man. I mean, that has to be a bit of a frustrating loss there, because I'm pretty sure it was 1 point main. That's the only thing that really makes sense to me, because I don't think that the Spirit Guards Grace got purged. So just such smart play from Soda. I mean, he stacked up the combo points early on in his Heart of the Wild, and then they actually swapped back to him. Heart of the Wild was still up, so he gets a full Ferocious Bite, 1 point maim. Just great stuff. We're going to see the gateways probably coming down here, and we'll see exactly what is going to happen with that. Chanimals is actually, he does get that gateway down, so...
Yeah, both teams going to just we're going to see a little bit of the jousting that we saw last game, waiting for someone to get caught in a bad position without cooldowns.
Yep, so Avenger here just trying to stack up those icicles early on. The blankets, yes, going to come out there from Chanimals. It is going to miss, but I mean, he's just doing that. He wants to get his sacrifice out there. So really, players just kind of throw out that blanket. It's not really very important. You can see him actually healing up his water elemental there with the Frostbolt heals. Talbot are going to be pushing forward, looking for that Hex. He's actually going to get locked on it, so won't be able to Shaman Rage, if they do go for the damage on him, but he's all over that. He is going to be healing himself up. But now the Shaman Rage is going to come out from Talbot. Talbot is taking some damage here. The Root Beam going to go down. It's actually going to be trinketed by Avenger, as Avenger is going to look for the swap onto Soda here. Soda is in trouble. Full icicles were there.
Yep, he's got Barkskin up. He's going to be able to live through that. So they're going to be looking at him for that next deep freeze without that Barkskin. But I'm shocked he's taking a little bit of trouble. He knows he's a target. He knows that last game he was the one who went down. He's got to be careful here. Talbot are dipping a little bit low. No Shaman Rage. MCS onto Soda there.
Yeah, and the Nature's Guardian does proc. He has to use the Iron Bark. So Soda's not going to have Barkskin or Iron Bark. If they get back to him in the next deep freeze, this is you can't ask for a better setup than that. Will LGIM be able to do it though? Soda actually catches the UA to spell. If they could get there, that would be huge. And the gateway comes in. They're going to try to make this swap. The Howl
nice
goes up.
Spear
This
out
is
there
perfect.
into the middle.
There's the Death Coil. Can they deep freeze off this? They could definitely get a kill if they're able to get this going, but the Displacer's Beast is there. The Fear is coming out on Avenger, preventing him from getting that deep freeze off.
Great defensive play right there by Skill Cap, being able to see what was coming, and Soda with the Displacer Beast around the pillar.
Yeah, just fantastic stuff so far. Nuker, though, has that Demon Soul still up here. He's going to get put into the clone there by Soda. He's going to have to sit through the Shocky, playing a lot safer this time. He knows how vulnerable he is now. He realizes the damage this team could put out. You can see him making the adjustments. It's a sign of a very good player.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we saw this last night, too, when I'm Shocky was the target. They kind of adjust their play in between games, but I really want to see if they can connect on Soda. He is caught into that Howl of Terror right now. I'm Nuker dipping a little bit low, but I think he's going to be fine.
Yeah, I definitely think he is going to be okay. You can see Shocky constantly. We talked about it before the game, just dispelling those UAs off, trying to keep his team clean of dots, but he's having a hard time of it. Chanimal just constantly reapplying those. Healing Surge going to come out there, is topping his team right back off, and Soda is caught in the sheep. We're going to see that very early Shaman Rage here, actually, from Talbot. As the Frost Orb does come out, he's just going to immediately use that. The beam goes down defensively there from Talbot as well.
That was
he's
a
just
great
trying to
play
shut
right
down
there.
as much damage as
that was the Frozen Orb from I'm Avenger, so he completely negated that. They didn't take too much damage. The Lock Shaman Druid Skill Cap playing very well defensively right now. They know what
Here's
the MLS...
going to come the swap, though, onto Shocky. They knock him back into the side, and they are looking to go on him. You can see Talbot are trying to set that up with the Unleash. The Ascendant's going to have to come out here. There's the Bash. Heart of the Wild is up now from Soda as well. You can see he's going to want to get offensive here. We'll see what he's going to be able to get done, but Talbot are taking some serious damage, and Soda doesn't have time to go offensive just yet. He's going to have to heal him back up first. Soda going to be death coiled off there, though. He even has a Trinket proc up, so he could do a lot of damage, but he's actually going to get caught in the sheep. Not able to shift that is Soda, and good dispel trouble for Talbot.
Yeah, and Talbot seems like he's going to be okay. I mean, they don't have Iron Bark, they don't have Shaman Rage up yet, but just really good positioning right now. Soda caught in a little bit of CC, but I mean, both these players have their trinkets up. They seem confident.
Yeah, they definitely do, and Shockey now going to be howled out. He will tremor this one off. He's going to drop the healing rate as they are stacked up. Actually, not a bad choice in this situation, with them all stacked up like that. So, as long as they can stay in it at least. Kind of costs a lot of mana, though. You can see the Riptide now coming out. He is starting to dip. May want to try to gate out of there pretty soon, as he's looking like he's in a little bit of trouble. He's starting to fall behind here. The Shadow Fury comes in. There's the Fear. Soda still trying to work away on those combo points. He does not have Heart of the Wild, so he's definitely going to go for a maim if he can get it, but the Howl of Terror comes in. They're going to try to turn things around here on Soda, it looks like. There's a Deep Freeze. The Orb comes out. Ironbark barks in as well. They're going to double skin this, so the next one could spell trouble. We see the MCS coming off that. Is there a Death Coil available? Doesn't look like it just yet. Soda going to be able to be fine there, but using two pretty important defensives.
I'm shocked he could be in trouble here. He got knocked out into the middle. He's stuck in a full Howl right now. Stuck in another short Fear. Chanimal spamming Fear on him while he's low. He does use his Trinket on that in Spirit Link. I mean, he definitely doesn't want to go down and cost him this game right here, but he's still taking a ton of pressure from the Slock Shaman Druid team.
The Shadow Fury comes in. He is going to have to get out of there, but that is such a big play by Soda. Forcing the Trinket out. He's in cap form. He's finding the time to get up those combo points and get the maim. That's big, man. The next Shadow Fury swap to him, but here now Soda. He's not going to have Barkskin. He's not going to have Ironbark. Is Soda in trouble? The coil comes out. He's going to have to Trinket. Oh, a huge crit NS and the Shroom crits as well. Or no, it was just the Shroom actually. Wow, that was must have been fully charged. So he is going to be able to top himself back off, but no Trinket. Ironbark and Barkskin up in 20, so they will be up for the next Deep Freeze.
Yeah, I mean, that this Lock Shaman Druid skill capped is looking at I'm Shockey. They know he doesn't have a Trinket. He does not have Spirit Link. That's the primary target for them right now.
Look at Talbot, though. He's MCS. He can't Shaman Rage just yet. There's the Shaman Rage now as it does expire. He's always going to use that on the Orb, and we see that Orb doing a lot of damage. He's down to 100k. The beam comes out defensively, but it's a bit of a whiff there from Talbot. Not going to be able to be that effective this time around. So the Deep Freeze now coming out on Soda. They're going to make this
could be huge right here onto Soda.
No hots on himself really right now. He does get the Swiftman off. He's going to do the Soul of the Forest Tranquility. A smart move there from Soda.
Yeah, definitely, and I'm Shockey just kind of sitting back, trying to clean everybody of dots. Whole team rotting, but seems confident. Got a clone on him right there, so I'm wondering if they're going to try and set up off of that.
I think they were going to try, but Soda, maybe getting a little bit too aggressive at this point. Does get caught in the Howl. He has to be careful because he doesn't have Trinket. He doesn't have Barkskin either. So, he doesn't want to get too aggressive. He is making those big plays, but a little bit too much can sometimes cost you.
There is the deep onto Soda into a full sheep. So Talbot could be in trouble here.
No Trinket, no Shaman Rage, man. He could actually go down here. The Death Coil comes out. Do they have a follow-up for Soda? They're going to need it. Another sheep coming out on Soda. It's going to get knocked back by Talbot by the Thunderstorm. We do see that the Nature's Guardian's going to proc. Ironbark going up there. Regrowth will come in. He will be okay. Some good defensive play there, breaking up that chain.
This is what separates this team from other teams. Avenger dipping a little bit low, but you see these key defensive plays that Skill Capped is making. They know when they don't have cooldowns, and they're just surviving it with other ones. Their teammates are helping them. It's great teamwork by the Skill Capped team here.
Yeah, definitely some incredible stuff coming out from them. Soda going to catch that UA dispel there. Warstomp coming up back for him right now. He's going to be put into the Deep Freeze, though. Barkskin just came up. Does he realize it? Yes, he uses it a little bit late, but he should be okay. No Death Coil able to follow that up. He is taking quite a bit of damage, though, but look at Nuker at the same time. Nuker could be in some serious trouble here. He's getting feared off away from his team, and he is down to 200,000 HP. Going to pop the Twilight Ward, but really, with Battle Fatigue, it's not that effective. It's already gone just for those dots, and Shockey in some trouble now.
He's in trouble. He's out into the middle. He's dipping pretty low. There is a clone on Nuker. They're trying to cross CC here. I think Soda's going to try and come in for some, for maybe a bash or something, but they need to get it. MCS on the Talbot. Great job by him. Avenger trying to break some of that damage up.
But Talbot, he Shaman Rage there without actually the Orb coming out, so he could be a huge target here for the next swap, but they're going to go on Soda instead. Soda in a lot of trouble. Death Coil comes out. He has to Trinket. Ursox goes up as well, just in the nick of time. Another Shroom crit there. Soda, having some good luck with the RNG gods right now, saving himself an additional cooldown. The bash coming out on Shockey, but I think maybe a little bit too late there to really be that effective. But Shockey still taking some serious damage. He has to catch his team back up. They're looking like they have the offensive pressure. They have the ability to get a kill here on skill cap, but they have to stay alive. Avenger into the MCS. He can't blink out of there. Shadow Fury following that up. He will blink that. We see that Ennis Clone comes out. It's going to be triggered by Shockey. He knows he needs to keep his team alive right here, but Talbot has Spearwalker's Grace up. The Ascendance has popped as well. He's looking to get that real damage done. Nuker recognizes he's going to pop the Dark Regen as the response. Pretty good choice there, as Shockey had to focus on healing Avenger at that point.
Right, yeah. I mean, he even had to use his Trinket for that, so he's not going to have it up if maybe there's a later point in the game when he gets bashed or something and gets low. I mean, he is the primary target, dipping really low right there with that UA Dispel. Skill cap looking solid, all three members. Soda does not have a Trinket, but I believe he does have his Barkskin up for the next swap onto him.
Yeah, and 5 seconds there on the Shaman Rage for Talbot. That's a huge cooldown, but they're going to get the Howl and the Hex on Shocky. They're going to look to set up off of this. Will they be able to? No, Nuker's going to deny that with a nice Howl Terror of his own. You can see Talbot just trying to harass him. Here's the swap onto Soda, though. Soda barks in immediately, looking like he's not really in any trouble this time around. I mean, he wasn't rotting at all. The dots went up after the deep freeze, so, you know, not a 10-stack agony, not that big of a deal, and well handled there by Soda. No overreaction coming out from him. We see the...
Wow, that's a huge...
Way. The game would unlock across time, but I think in seeing just 4 of the battlegrounds, and we intend to have a lot more, you can see the...
Get back in this game.
And is gonna, looks like being quite...
Red is feeling, I can hear these guys over here, they're going, go, go, go. They're really feeling they've got a position.
Here's the storm.
Core is actually under attack, so they had to retreat momentarily just to be able to clear out the minions that were pressuring in. They're trying to move back out, establish objective control, deposit some more coins so they can keep that ghost ship firing, because that is what's really going to bring them back. They've already brought this level gap, though, down to just 1.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. And Abathur at top is just a one-man army up there. Look at him. He's got all these Zerglings, all these Locusts spawning. He's creating all of this trouble, and he continues to push that position while at the same time he's absolutely helping his teammates by jumping in and infesting them. There's the infestation right there on Gazlo. You can barely see it as he comes onto the screen. And boy, they've got enough coins here for another drop.
Yes, they do. And the forts are starting to fall for blue. They've been at 3 for a while, but now they're all significantly weakened. One more series of shots here from the ghost ship probably will take down not just 1, but maybe even 2.
Yeah, it's quite possible. I got to tell you, these guys are absolutely playing their heart out right now. Everybody really wants to win this game. They're really, really pushing themselves. A lot of our practice games weren't nearly this close. Wow, another blast. That one's definitely going down. Unbelievable they managed to come back into this game and really put themselves in a position where they could still absolutely come back. They could totally win this game right now.
No, Blue's got it. Let's hear the Blue supporters out there. That's what I like. Oh, wow, that's weaker than last time. I'm actually kind of scared now. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Red gathering up there, it looks like, in the middle lane, looking for a team fight that they can win. They want to win this one. Tyrael jumping forward right there, getting off the hit. There's another charge in from Diablo. Abathur in position. Oh, wow, the ultimate's firing off left and right as Red sort of scatters away. They're a little bit divided now. They're in different locations. Everybody's a little bit wounded. Blue doing very, very well in these team fights every time they fight. Yeah, Gazlo and Kerrigan were able to sneak away with just a tiny bit of health, though, because if they had fallen, I have no doubt that Blue would have been able to finish and just rock the core immediately. Abathur, though, he's still doing it. He's in the bot lane. He's continuing to push with his Zerglings. This is the power of this champion. And he's actually put a lot of his talents into this, so he's really helping his team out there by focusing on this Locust. He has absolutely been a one-man army. Okay, this is a big push, guys. You got to watch this one. Oh! Absolutely critical kill. Kerrigan in a little bit of trouble. She's going to dance her way back to home base so she can get healed up. Oh!
Kerrigan falls as well. Tassadar. No, he gets away. I can't believe it.
Oh, wow. There's pursuit there in the backfield. Falstad still trying to do some damage here. Oh, down goes Tassadar. And Blue suddenly in trouble with 2 heroes down. Still 2 heroes down for Red. The death timers at this point getting very, very lengthy as they tried to push against the red core, and they're ultimately once again driven back. Now this is a very important point. It's level 20 to level 19. Level 20 is when you get the Hero of the Storm powers. These powers are incredibly dangerous. This is a break point. They can get something done now. They can absolutely win this game. Oh, Stitch is in a lot of trouble. He's getting away. Tyrael going in for the battle. Oh my goodness. Dropped.
Yeah. Another great ultimate from Tyrael once again. And at the same time, he drops his shield on Raynor, and Raynor's not taking any damage. Tyrael's taking it all. 3 members down for Red, 2 members down for Blue. Hyperion comes in one more time. There's the core. Well, that was a fun game.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I can make it.
Breathe, Dustin. Okay. Breathe.
There's enough oxygen in here. It's absolutely. Oh, it's exhausting.
Yes,
all
it
right.
is.
So while these guys are setting up the next game, I want you guys to help me with something. These are all the designers that are, well, not all the designers, this is most of the designers that are on the team. We all sit in the bullpen together. And there was a designer that was supposed to be here today. Kent Eric Hagman was supposed to be here today. This is one of the designers that helped make a lot of these maps that you guys are here playing at Blizzcon today. Kent had a fairly painful bicycle accident, and he broke his arm, and so he was unable to come here and play today, and we are missing Kent absolutely severely. Could you guys do me a favor and give a big round of applause for Kent Eric Hagman? Thank you guys. You guys are absolutely awesome. Blizzcon is the best.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And it looks like we're going to move to our next map, which is going to be Haunted Mines. Now, a lot of the battlegrounds that you're going to see, of course, all feature different legendary objectives, and they have a very different focus on each one of them. Last time, we obviously revolved around grabbing doubloons, going towards Blackheart's ship, depositing them, and trying to go. Now we're in the mines, though. And a little bit into the game, there's going to be a couple of entrances that actually pop out that you can jump into and start trying to accumulate a large grave golem yourself. We'll explain more, though, once we get into the battleground.
Yeah, so this is one of the weirdest maps that we have done yet. This is the battleground that was the furthest along. We did this one last, and this was, we started with stuff that was a little bit closer to the types of games we've all been playing before, and we worked our way up to this one. And we've really gotten to a place in this where it feels like it really makes you play differently. It really sort of challenges how you play the game. This is very much a competitive dungeon. You're going to go deep underground. You're going to be looking to collect skulls from skeletons, and the other team is down there as well. So while you're dealing with all of the monsters down there, you're also dealing with all the other sneaky guys coming up behind you, trying to get in your way and wipe you out. Now, most of the monsters you're going to find here, most of the skeletons, they're not too challenging. They're mostly there to drain away your resources and distract you, but there is a grave golem down there that is sort of a boss encounter. And that guy's a lot more serious. You need a group of players to deal with that grave golem, and that's usually when the other team sneaks up behind you and either tries to steal the skulls or tries to stab you in the back while you're trying to fight the monster.
That's absolutely right. So every minion that you fight in the mines drops skulls. And when that grave golem is finally toppled, the golems that spawn for each team are proportional in strength to the amount of skulls that you gathered. So if one team gathers 75 skulls, the other team gathers 25, well, the team with 75 is going to do a lot more damage with their grave golem.
And then you have a really difficult choice. Do you want to protect your golem? Do you want to stop their golem? And to what degree? And you really see these teams are trying to put together a strategy in about 3 or 4 seconds, really, once they come back to the surface. Who's going to go where? Who's going to deal with what? What's the other team going to do? What are their compositions going to be in each of the lanes? And they're going to try to figure it out very quickly to make the right move. And it can be very challenging to get that right, but the team that does that is going to have a huge, huge advantage.
That's right. So as Dustin is suggesting, you have to split your attention between both levels as well. Because don't forget, the primary objective remains the same. You still are trying to take out your opponent's forts and thus their core. But the problem is that if you focus too much time in one area, you give up big disadvantages in the other. So you really have to split your difference.
So the other sort of last little tidbit that's vital on this map is when that grave golem goes down, he will spawn wherever he died.
That's right.
So that means you really want to drop this guy well away from your base, if possible. As soon as you can kill him, that's more time you have when the grave golem spawns again. And if you let it go, if you let him get really close, and you'll see scenarios on this map sometimes where you'll have a grave golem right next to the palace for each of the teams. And we know that next grave golem, whoever gets the biggest one, actually, even if you don't, we've almost had base races on this map.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where whoever gets the biggest grave golem at that point is totally going to dominate. And then there's sometimes at the very end of the game, there's some shenanigans where maybe we're going to let you get the golem. Because we think while you're down there in the mines, you're messing around with golems, maybe we can push the top lane and we can get something done to the bottom lane or whatever it is. And so you'll see teams make a strategic choice sometimes to completely ignore the objective and just focus on what they can get done up top. And if they don't get it done, suddenly they're really going to suffer when that golem appears.
And the grave golem isn't the only objective that you're taking on this map, too. There are plenty of camps of minions that you can use to start pushing for your team, the siege minions that we had talked about before, and different various camps that you can take to help pushing on top. So you really have to split your focus there, too. Yeah, it's only a 2-lane map, but there's still a lot of attention to be focused.
All right, so these teams are gathered up here, and they are ready to go. Whew. I think I could survive one more, maybe.
I think we're going to see a blue 2-0.
That would be amazing.
I'm not liking what I'm hearing here. Where are my blue supporters at? See, like
Come
when
on, Red! Let them hear you! These headphones aren't very good. They totally heard that. That's awesome. It's awesome. All right, so these teams are going to line up for us here. We've got blue team here, and they've brought Tinker, they've brought Malfurion, they've brought Arthas, they've brought Sonya, and Kerrigan again. Looking good there for blue team. That's a couple of warriors, a support, a DPS, and a siege hero in position. On the other side of the map, we've got red with Uther. We've got the Witch Doctor Nazeeba. We've got ETC doing a little jig. We've got Illidan, the Betrayer, and we've got another Demon Hunter. 2 Demon Hunters side by side here for red team.
All right. Well, we'll see what this team composition is kind of interesting though, because we've got a siege minion here, a siege hero here in Nazeeba that's going to be able to aggressively push down objectives very efficiently. But we have two huge damage dealers in Vala and Illidan.
Yeah, Vala is absolutely ferocious. She's my hero of choice these days when not playing as Nova. She can be so aggressive. She can just absolutely sustain in a lane like you wouldn't believe. Her whirlwind ability allows her to leech life from enemy minions, and she can really just, she's very tenacious, she's very tough. And I'll add as well, because she's Fury-based, she doesn't have to expend a lot of energy killing things with an area effect ability like Fury. She can be in the mine. She's a great hero for this map.
All right, so Blue quickly takes control of Vision here over towards the top lane, and they start to disperse as we have, looks like, what do we have down here? Nazeeba, Uther, and there was another minion over, or there was another hero over there. Was it, sorry? Thank you, Illidan, Uther, and Nazeeba down here in the bot lane starting to push. They're coming up against Malfurion, Sonya, and Kerrigan.
All right, here in the top lane, it looks like it's a pretty even fight between all of these heroes. Oh, wow. There's a big push down there in the bottom lane, or excuse me, yeah, in the bottom lane, they're pushing him back. Red's not doing too well here. Blue is absolutely in a good position, driving back Red. They want to maintain control of that mine entrance. You can see it right there next to the train tracks. You want to maintain control of that so you can be first down in the mines, and then when the enemy comes down, you can sometimes get off a couple of easy hits before they manage to escape.
That's right. It does take a couple of seconds for you to pop down into the mines, and it's pretty clear that you can see when heroes are starting to move down there. ETC jumps in, does a little bit of dispersion, not able to get in that much damage, though. Arthas coming right back with a bit of stun for his own. Vala gets in some damage, but Arthas is quickly given a little shield.
Yeah, ETC can be fairly fearless in this kind of situation. He's got a lot of mobility powers, and he's in a position to go to, oh, wow, good hook there from Kerrigan, pulling in both characters. Uther in a little bit of trouble here. He's one of the hardest heroes in the game to kill, honestly, even as a support. His self-heals really keep him in the game. So you want to go for Uther in some ways, but in some ways you kind of don't.
Yeah.
In some ways he's very difficult to drop, and you can end up wasting a lot of damage just trying to drop him while he sort of walks away and heals himself back up to full.
And that is the most frustrating thing I've had playing this game so far. Yes, I'm going to kill Uther. No, he walks away for the 400th time in a row.
We have heroes, support heroes like Malfurion, much more vulnerable, much more fragile, can totally be dropped. Uther hiding out there in the bushes. Kerrigan doesn't like, she's going to go in there. Yeah, she's going to risk it. Uther just sort of dancing away. Malfurion trying to get the grab on Uther, doesn't manage to do it.
All right, so let's take a look here at the top lane as well, as it looks like that the engagements had kind of settled for a while. ETC does manage to heal himself back up. Vala actually only sitting around at half health, and ETC is going to start transitioning down to try and take Vision. But the problem is, because Blue already knew about that, Arthas comes right in and just whacks him over the head with a sword.
That was quite a wind-up for Arthas. Pop in there, just lining him up for the shot. ETC does maintain control of the watchtower. You can see Gazlo's feeling like the mines are about to open. You can see the timer there at the top of the map indicating to all of these players that the mines will open in another 24 seconds. This gives everybody time to sort of figure out what they want to do. Blue, it looks to me like reasonably good control of the mine entrances.
Yes.
Not commanding, but still good position, and they're in a pretty happy place. Sonya just hanging down their bushes now, waiting for some damage to do. ETC in a little bit of trouble here, as it looks like 3 heroes closing in for the kill. He uses his mobility to escape. Vala vaulting away. Blue gaining the position, Red scattering away.
So 2 interesting things happening right now. The mines are open, and our teams can actually have entrance to those. Red actually backed off and tried to take minions to get to push because they knew that Blue had control of the mines. But with that rotation down from ETC and Vala, it gave some pressure in the bot lane to allow, Arthas just snagging that kill.
Wow, and what a bloodbath they come into. It looks like Demon Hunter, Vala's in a lot of trouble right there. Down she goes. 1 hero down for Red already. Sonya is spinning in circles, damaging everyone she get her hands on. Illidan running for his life along with ETC. Kerrigan wants a kill so bad that she gets one in ETC. And down goes Vala as well. We've got 2 heroes down for Red, and Blue pushing down there through the dungeon.
Blue is pushing, but look at what Uther's doing up here. Because of the siege minions that Red took just before the mines had opened, Uther has quite a bit of an ability to start striking against these towns. As we mentioned before, though, there are 100 skulls to be gathered down here in these mines, and 24 already belong to Blue.
Yeah, Blue is absolutely in a commanding position at this point. Red doesn't even anybody in the mines. They just had the first guy come down below. And Blue is doing the smart thing. They're not going for skulls. They're going directly for the Grave Golem. I haven't seen too much of this, but I thought we should be doing this for weeks, and they're finally doing it. That's awesome. They're going right for the Grave Golem. They're ignoring the skulls. Red, I gotta get some skulls. And they're down there looking for them. Meanwhile, look at all these skulls spilling out. Woo! Candy, candy for everybody. It's Christmas, and it's a Christmas of skulls for Blue.
And that's 54 skulls to 8 right now. So no matter what happens, when this Grave Golem actually does spawn, it is going to be more powerful for Blue right now.
Oh, look at Red. Where's the boss? What happened? He's all gone. Now, there's still a few Blue heroes down here, and Red is on their mounts, and they're in hot pursuit. Oh, I think they're making a couple kills here. I think they're in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, at this point with 63 skulls already, oh, Kerrigan's actually going to die for this, but she dies for her team, and Red's not really in a position to be able to aggressively move back up and start counter-pushing against what Blue is doing, and Blue is already going to have the more powerful Golem, so not a bad trade for them at all, even with Kerrigan dying.
Yeah, that was absolutely a good move. It really helped Sonya get away, honestly, at that point. I think that was absolutely the right move to turn and distract all those heroes, and rather than lose both of you, just lose one, and she picked her moment just perfectly there.
All right, so Blue doing a good thing once again. They're trying to take more minion camps right now. Like I said before, there are several objectives that you kind of have to decide and prioritize out. Blue did a great job early on of going through the mines. This is the last skull that's going to be gathered. The Grave Golem will start spawning here in just a little bit, but Blue's doing a nice job, not just with that more powerful Grave Golem, but taking many objectives across the map and continuing to push in multiple lanes.
Yeah, this thing makes it a lot more complicated for Red to have to deal with these Siege Giants at the same time they're dealing with the Golem. You can see some pretty big armies of creatures happening. You can see the summoning happening at the top of the screen. The bars are counting up as the summon of the Grave Golem is going to start to happen. If you look at the levels at the top of the screen, we've got 8 for Blue, 7 for Red. Still pretty even on the levels, but that's going to be quite a ferocious push, I think, in that top lane with those Siege Giants.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Nazeeba trying to do whatever. Well, no, actually, he's not trying to do whatever he can. He just runs away from the siege minions. He doesn't care.
Look at the size of that Grave Golem. That is one of the biggest Grave Golems I've seen in weeks.
Yeah.
Big blue crystals. Let's take a look at the Grave Golem on the other side of the map. He's pretty good. It's, nothing wrong with that Grave Golem. That is a good-looking Grave Golem right there.
I think the blue golem is trying to overcompensate for something. I'm not sure. All right, so this is a full 5-man push with a grave golem down here for blue. So he's actually going to get in there and start tanking these towers, and he just doesn't care. You see how much health he actually has. It's going to take a really concerted effort from red here with only all 5 are actually down there to try and push this back.
I really like this move, all in this position here. They're in a powerful position. They're going to follow this Grave Golem, try to get as much damage as they can get done. They're risking some damage in the top lane, but with that Grave Golem being so small, I don't think it's that much of a risk. Blue absolutely pushing in. Watch for their pop here. Blue's going to hit level 10 before red at level 8. That's going to give Blue access to their heroic abilities first, which could be absolutely pivotal in the coming team fight, depending on when it manages to pop. Wow, big battle here in the middle of the board.
And Uther walks away like he always does. All right, so the rest of Blue's moving through right now. Uther just can't stand and engage. He has to continue to heal himself over and over again, but this is a fort that could likely fall here in a second if Blue just decides to continue pounding away at it. Looks like they will get it. Let's check in top lane, though, and see how that Grave Golem is doing for red. It's doing almost as much damage, to be honest.
Well, unopposed, it's not too bad. It still has good damage. You see Blue scattering away. They feel like they made their point here in the bottom lane. They got the town that they wanted, and looks like they're going to move up to deal with that Grave Golem in the top lane before it finally drops their town.
Yeah, to be totally honest, that wasn't as bad for red as that could have been, you know? They're able to gain quite a bit here. They wreck the front of the town. Both the towers gone, the gate is gone, the healing well is gone, and now we're just left with the actual fort itself.
Yeah, I really like that choice by Blue to push it as far as they did and then move off. And there's another camp grabbed by red and another, it looks like. That's really great move by these guys. Very aggressive considering their position. I like this response when they're down 2 levels.
Okay, but Blue's going to come charging in, and are they going to be able to disrupt this? It doesn't look like it. Ooh, Gazo actually just waiting in the bushes, and Vala sneaks on by. Will Arthas have enough stun? There's the ultimate. Gazo does some damage. Sonya comes back in for the kill. There we have it. Vala just melts.
Oh, my goodness. It was a horrible moment. There's Kerrigan's in a little bit of trouble. She pops her heroic ability. Malfurion popping his heroic ability. Everybody having a big battle here right around this king camp. Oh, wow, and there's a great move by Witch Doctor, channeling that ultimate into that position. And red, a little bit of trouble here, trying to dance away. It was kind of a weird place for everybody to decide to die.
And a great jump in by Sonya right there. She actually stuns up both Nazeeba and Uther, but Uther walks away again. Never mind, I'm sorry.
He's totally fine. It's not a problem.
Oh, Uther. All right, so it's a 2-level advantage now for Blue, and once those mines come back up again, there's going to be some serious contention down there. And honestly, I think Red almost has to make a gambit and just go for that Grave Golem right now. They're losing quite a bit up top. They've not had any success there. They've got to split Blue's attention.
Whoa! There's Illidan going for the kill. Oh! And he skates away in the dungeon. Illidan wants blood. Here he goes. He's in hot pursuit. I don't think Kazlo can escape from Illidan. Wonderful move. He attempts to use the dungeon that had juke away, but it doesn't save him.
All right, so red now is in the mines, but blue is using this as an opportunity to try and move back in. ETC just jumps right in and ults on top of everyone. Blue members falling all over the place, and red is making a big stand.
Whoa, blue. Sonya trying to get away, just spinning away, trying to escape. She's in pursuit by another Diablo character in pursuit. The Demon Hunter's chasing her down. Meanwhile, it looks like Arthas is a little bit of trouble there. Looks like he's managed to get away. Now he's going head-to-head against Demon Hunter. No, Arthas, this is not your happy place, buddy. There are way too many red heroes around. Good move, and there's the kill from Demon Hunter.
All right, so let's see